Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Snuffed. I am joined here today by four very extra special guests, all from a Prestige Survivor Normandy, which just wrapped back in September. I'm first going to introduce our seventh place finisher and our hero of the season. For her very first org, she sure made a splash. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to have you here. So,
Yes.
thank you for being here. Next up, we have the sixth place finisher of Normandy and the player of the season, who, without a single vote against him, ended up being locked out of the game. Hi, Rami.
Hi, Nick. That's me.
Not the hee. Are you excited to be here?
Of course I am, man.
We're so excited to have you. I really appreciate that Marty reached out on your behalf to have you on the podcast today.
Oh, yeah. I was too scared. I was really shy.
It's okay. I promise you I'm not as mean as I seem. You can ask Max. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Next up, we have somebody who wrapped up quite a lot of votes last season, as well as idols. He ultimately was a fallen angel of Normandy. Hi, Marty.
Hello, Nick. I'm excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you. I'm so happy you're here, especially because out of the four people here, you're the only one that actually has played in Suitman's before.
Oh.
So it's exciting to have you back in a new capacity. So welcome and thank you for joining us. And last but certainly not least, we have the villain of the season as well as the sole survivor of Normandy. Hey, Max.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm so happy to be here. I feel like really famous right now, but I'm so excited.
You really should. Oh my God, I also forgot that you were a fan favorite too. Okay, so also a fan favorite was back.
Yeah, don't forget.
Sorry, my apologies. It's been a minute.
I know, it really has.
We're here to talk about both Below the Bayou and your guys' experience on Normandy. But before we get to Normandy, we're going to talk about Below the Bayou, get that part through. Not that the Below the Bayou is a bad season, to be clear, but get through the Below the Bayou before we get to the nitty gritty of your guys' journeys last season. So initially, I want to talk about kind of the composition of this season. There's 19 people, four of which are returnees from the first two seasons of Prestige. So ultimately, in terms of the cast and whether it be the caliber of the cast makeup, what do you make of this cast versus Normandy's cast? And I'm going to start with Nikki on this question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously during Normandy, I couldn't see everyone's confessionals, but based off what the spectator chat is saying, this cast does seem a bit more lively than ours in terms of confessionals, which is great for everyone.
Yeah.
Definitely some interesting characters in there to watch.
Yeah, I think it wasn't even that your cast was like not lively. That's the thing. I feel like we just genuinely dug to the absolute depths of hell to find this cast. And we just genuinely drew out some characters. So I just think it's a very different cast comparatively to what we had last season, but not in a bad way. It's just very vastly different. But Marty, what about you? What's your take on this cast? Do you think that you would have fared better on this season, or do you think that you might have struggled more?
I think I probably struggle more. I feel like the only reason I did so well in Normandy was because what was I gonna say? Because everyone was like so calm and whatnot, but these people seem a little more energetic, and I feel like it's so hard to keep up with everyone, you know? Like even when I was playing with Justin in South India, I could always tell his brain was moving. He was always thinking so far ahead, and I'm always just thinking in the moment.
Right. It's a very sense of like, I think this group, like your guys' season, I think you all were pretty calculated in the way that you approached game moves. Whereas I feel like this cast is definitely more keen on us kind of throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. For lack of a better term, I guess. But, it's entertaining though. So I live for it. But Max, given the fact that you won last season and maneuvered your way successfully through 19 people, I guess, do you think that you would have done well in this season, or do you think that you would have struggled more?
I don't know. I think this season is much more chaotic, which honestly, I feel like a lot of the time I thrive playing with chaotic people.
Oh, girl, you do. We saw True Viper.
So honestly, I think I would have still done good. Obviously, I have no idea unless I was out there in the Bayou myself. But I think this cast would have been really fun to play with. So I would have loved to be in there with them.
Right. It would have been a kiki for you. I think you and Jacob on the same season together would be a lot. That would be a lot for production, I fear.
The world would blow up. The world would not be able to handle us together.
It'd be a lot.
Or Nora too. I wish I played with Nora.
Oh my god, Nora is chaotic. But Rami, what about you? What do you think about this cast?
I think for me at least, like, I don't think I would have fared so well about this cast. I think a bit of them, I wouldn't say they're duds. It's just like I look at obviously you have the two ejections. You have Lake. I didn't think Lake. I wish Lake kind of survived that first tribal because I thought that would have just been so funny. Then you got people like Hayden. I think Hayden is very interesting in his confessionals where he kind of argues with production every chance he gets. So I don't know how well he does that. If he brings that out when talking to other people, I don't think he does. But as far as if I would fare well, I don't think so because I feel like in orgs now, I kind of look for someone like Marty, and I don't think there is a Marty in this org that I would have found or in this season.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, also, does anyone here know anyone from this cast?
Yes, I know Reki. Me and Reki go back since like I started orgs.
Okay. So ultimately, Reki I played with before as well, and I feel like has been probably one of the standouts this season as a whole. I would overall so far. There may be some trouble that Reki's getting into this round, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I host tribal for it today, so ultimately we'll find out. But yeah, I think it's definitely a cast that I feel like you guys were much more self-aware. Not that there are certain folks on this cast that are self-aware, but I think as a whole, you guys were more self-aware in terms of the moves that you were making and the way that you're going about them. But that's just me. Either way, though. So additionally, too, this season has 4 returnees. So were you guys excited to see people coming back this year? Would you have liked to have a call to come back right after back-to-back? Marty, would you have come back if we called you this season?
Honestly, looking at the people y'all brought back, I would have been offended if you guys asked me to come back. We're placing players. I'm like, no way I fit in with these people. There's no way.
Wait, so what's wrong with these people?
They're like lower placing players that went home a little early, and I'm like, I'm 4th, guys. I'm one of the better ones, I promise.
You did not hold remotely back. That took me so bad. I would have been insulted. Nikki, would you have also been insulted if we asked you to come back?
I mean, in these types of shows, I kind of hate it when people come back so soon. Like, you got to give it time to marinate. So I probably would have preferred to wait too.
That's so valid, honestly. I think because initially there was like, hold on, I have to look. Because I literally suggested like several names. Because I sent out a list of names during casting from like each season. But essentially, we always knew that it was going to be like people that were either pre-merge or like really early merge boots. So I think like there was like 5 or 6-ish people from Normandy that I had put on the list from that were pre-mergers. But obviously Lily was like, no, I don't want anyone from like the last season to come back. But I think there were several pre-merge people that could have been, folks that would come back. So Max, who do you think from Normandy was the most deserving of a second chance this season if we were to bring people back from Normandy?
Honestly, I would probably say Shelby, I think, deserves another chance. But if we're looking for people early, I would have liked to see. Oh God, I remember who went home at the start. Z. I think coming back would have been fun because he was a pretty big character. He was. What's his name? Z. What was his name?
Z. You say Z?
Is that what his name was?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, I just couldn't hear what you said, so I was like, wait, who the fuck is he talking about?
Or Ryan coming back would have been really funny. Tyrone, even, he could have gotten a call back.
Okay, I shouldn't say this as a person on production, but I'm like, Tyrone was wild, and I'm not saying now, but at one point in that season, I was like, is this a sock puppet? Like, I was being so dead ass. I was like, are we sure that, like, he's not a sock puppet? Like, you guys all, well, not all of you, but Marty and Rami, and I think Max did too. Or Max, were you added to Navire?
No, I was put there right after Tyrone went.
Okay, so only Marty and Rami got to experience Tyrone then. I guess for you guys, what was your take on Tyrone then?
I think one of the first things I said about him was that there's no way he's 50 years old and has like his Roblox linked to his Discord.
What, 50-year-olds can't play Roblox now?
And no, they can. It's just I didn't know they would know how to do that to link it. So I mean, and he had this like Philip Shepard kind of persona the whole time of him saying he's an FBI agent.
So what you're saying essentially is that you're ageist and you think that people over the age of 50 can't.
Okay. You can ask Marty the question now.
Just kidding. Marty, what's your take on Tyrone though?
I was so pissed off during the challenge. I couldn't hold it, dude. And even the fact that like he didn't do anything, but like he could have seen the command and said something about it, and he didn't. And I'm like, that could have been your only job. You could have gotten the 6 minutes. I was so pissed off at him. And then he wouldn't respond to find a time either. Like I was like, dude, can you do it at this time? Can you do it at this time? And he just wouldn't respond. It's like, oh my,
well,
I didn't like him.
He had a very important FBI case to take care of, all right? Damn. Don't be a hater. Nikki, who would you have picked from the pre-merge era / Shelby to return?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely looking back, Shelby deserved to stay a bit longer than she did.
Correct. I agree. I'm just kidding. I like it.
I think I would probably pick Rob because I wasn't on the tribe with him, but he seems very entertaining.
Rob was I was actually really sad that y'all sat there and did that to him. That was really, honestly, not you. Nikki's innocent in this.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to him.
Rob Enders or the other three of us in the spot.
But the other three of you, however, are on mine and probably Rob's shit list for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, Rob did tell me I'm on his do not playlist now. So.
Wait, really?
Ooh, that's tea. Maybe I should have said that.
Oh my God, wait. That is tea. Hold on. Wait, not you gagging me on the air? Oh my God, not that. I did not mean for that to come out. That's wild. Ooh, well, anyway, so moving on. Moving on from that. So I'm Marty, back to you for a second. In regards to the returnees, you clearly feel a certain kind of way about them. Now, is it just based on their previous placements that you were not wanting to play with them? Or do you just currently not feel impressed by the quality of their game so far?
I don't know. I think it was the placements.
I think it was just the placement.
But
I mean, of the four, who are you most impressed with so far?
I think I would say probably Kyler, but that's just fair. Because I love him. Like, he's so nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
that's why.
That's why.
Like Vince and Astrid are just, I don't know. I think they're rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah,
and then,
I would say that's a fair point. But Anna, I think, because I mean, I don't know if any of you respects Marty. Might have been for Shadowlands. I don't remember, but like 3 of the 4 of them played in Shadowlands, which was the season before Normandy, back in May to June. And Anna was a lot more active. She hasn't been as active this season, but she also hasn't gone to tribal yet. So I'm hoping that she like starts playing harder and giving more content because she's so entertaining when she does give content. So I'm like, girl, I'm rooting for you, but give me something. Give me a crumb or morsel, if you will. But we need something more. Okay, next question for Nikki. Which season's location would you rather travel to? Normandy, France, or the Louisiana Bayou?
I mean, I'm from the South, so I gotta pick the Bayou. I like
Oh,
I like the theme. Very swampy, very Shrek.
very sure. What?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, now quickly, also a follow-up question. Rank the Shrek films.
Oh. Okay. This shouldn't be controversial, but Shrek 2 is number one,
Uh-huh.
and then Shrek 1,
Oh,
and then the rest, because I didn't watch the rest of them.
wait, you only watched the first two? That's tea.
Didn't they have like little babies in the third one?
Yeah, so the third one, like Fiona's pregnant the whole time, right? And then at the very end, she has the babies. And then the fourth one is like,
Well, and then Donkey and the Dragon had babies too.
that is
Oh,
true.
that
Yeah.
is so wrong.
Okay, now quickly rapid fire for Marty, Max, and Rami. Marty, your ranking of Shrek films.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I think I would go with number two as first, obviously.
Mhm.
And then I think I would go with number three as the second one.
Mhm.
And then the first one, and then I didn't watch the other one.
This is a new
Yeah, no. I have the same sentiment of 2, 3, 1, 4 as well. Max.
I don't even remember half of these, to be honest.
You are quite literally the youngest one here. Like, what do you
Okay,
mean?
Shrek 2 is going to be first. What happens in Shrek the third?
Fiona's dad dies.
Oh,
And
the frog? His dad's a frog, right? Her dad's a frog.
yeah.
Okay, that will be second for me. And then first, I don't think I watched Shrek Ever After, but I just looked up the art and there's a really weird dude with big red hair and he looks weird. I don't like him.
That's Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, he looks like a freak. I don't like people ask.
He looks like a freak.
So
Mhm.
2, 3, 1, 4.
T. Okay, and Rami.
Am I counting Puss in Boots?
No, those are separate.
Okay. I'm gonna say Shrek 1 as number one because that's the one that kind of stuck with me the most. Even though I think Shrek 2 is the one that has the guy that says "Do the roar." So I'll
Yeah.
go 1, 2. Actually, 1, 2, 3. I think just in that order. I don't know if there's a fourth one or is there
Yeah.
only 3? There's a fourth one. The fourth one's at last. I didn't know there's a fourth one.
Yeah. Well, they're making a fifth one now too.
Okay,
Actually.
the fifth one's also at last.
But anyway, moving on. Okay, so episode 1 of the season, we saw the Drag Me to Tribal challenge, essentially where you're just ranking people based on how much you want to be on a tribe with them. Honest, if this was played in Normandy, Max, how do you feel like this challenge would have shaken out?
I have no idea. I honestly don't even remember our marooning. I'm pretty sure I was probably drunk during it, so I didn't really talk to people. I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick who I think would have been like highest ranked, based off first impressions, I feel like it would have been Rob, or it would have been Rami. Would have been like the highest ranked in terms of who people want on their tribe. But
T. Nikki, thoughts on that?
Wasn't it like you're ranking who you want to go with
Yeah, essentially.
to tribal?
Right, yes. Mhm.
I mean, I feel like just based on like the touchy subjects challenge in our season, I feel like people would have put all their votes on Chris.
No, because I think that I'm the one that hosted that challenge last season. And like,
Oh,
and in inputting the results, I was like, Chris is going to be so. If I was Chris, I would be so fucking sad.
dude, justice for Chris.
Chris was literally just an innocent Australian person who was excited about buffs and Survivor, and y'all just jumped him left and right. It's just so hurtful. Just so hurtful. Marty, who would you have dragged with you?
I don't know. I think, well, obviously I connected with Rami right away, so I think I'd probably put him like super high, wanted to go to travel with him. But after that, I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. I didn't really connect too well with anyone, so I probably would have taken like that alliance that was made super early, like Ryan, Shelby, Rami, and I. I think I would have wanted to go to travel with us.
Mhm.
Hopefully, vote out Tyrone.
Hopefully, vote out Tyrone. Okay, so meanwhile, Lake, while this is all happening, Lake is in the marooning chat, constantly typing.
Oh my god!
E is the letter of the season, if you will. So obviously, with this dragging a tribal account challenge, everyone's saying like, get Lake the fuck out of here, send Lake away to tribal. Like, I no. It was like I think and Lake, if you're listening to this postseason, no shade to you, but people were just launching you to tribal with their votes for that challenge. It was wild, but anyway, so eventually Miles then proceeds to publicly tell Lake to shut the fuck up.
Oh.
That diva.
But now, respectfully, Rami, if someone on day 0 of the season, or really day 1, because it was the challenge at that point, if someone on day 1 had told you to shut the fuck up, what would your response be?
Fuck. That's so funny. Honestly, day 1, I mean, I don't think I'll take it that serious because I'm pretty sure like Marty told me to shut the fuck up so many times throughout my season.
Not Marty being a bully. Hold on. Wait.
I know he spun the narrative in reality.
No. Rami was the bully.
Okay, wait, this is my question, dude. But I don't think I'd be fazed by it. I think much more into the game. Like at first, when this whole thing happened, I thought Miles was just like doing a bit or something. And then I was like, oh, he's serious. I'm like, it's not that bad. Like, I don't think Lake was doing anything so bad to warrant Miles being like, shut the fuck up. So it was just, I think it was just crazy.
Right. It was quite something. I will say that much. But, Nikki, if someone had told you to shut the fuck up for typing something in chat, what would you do? Would you blow up on them back? Would you curse them out back?
Well, I don't think I would ever be in that situation, first of all.
True.
But
Okay.
if I were, yeah, I would probably pop off at them, honestly, because that's rude in like a public forum.
Yeah, like, because the thing is, too, it's like, number one, you want to make a first impression, and not only is it going to piss off that person, but even if it wasn't me and I'm just like part of the cast and a bystander, I'm going to be like, I don't want to fucking deal with that nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, it's someone being an obnoxious troll, but telling them to shut the fuck up. No, you handle it with grace. What you do is you smile to their face and then write their name down behind their back. Like, that's all you do. There's no need for the extra nonsense. Was it entertaining? Sure. Yeah. But, like, was it necessary? No. So, that's beside the point, though. I digress. Okay, following Lake going home, though, it was announced that both Kane and Riley were sock puppets on Season 2 alumni's account. Were you shocked by this information, Max? And what was your reaction?
I was so gagged because I just can't believe someone went through the links to do that. Mm-hmm. And not even that they were fucking inactive on both accounts, but the biggest thing for me is that Kyle person. I've played with him before. Like, I know who that is. And I'm like, oh my, I never fucking expected him to do that. I was like, ooh.
No, literally. Because the thing is, Lily and I were literally recording the podcast last Sunday, which is the day that, like, we kind of figured it out. Mm-hmm. And as we were getting off of it, I, like, had to ask tribal council or confessional questions. And Kane and Riley had responded kind of at a similar time. And the structure of their, like, wording and the way they were writing, I'm like, this sounds identical. It also doesn't sound like a human typing either.
Well, want to hear some tea? So after they were, like, removed, I put both of their, like, cast bio things in, like, an AI detector, and they were both just completely ChatGPT written. They're, like, bios that they wrote, you know?
Right. Which I'm like...
If you look at Kyle's account, whatever the fuck the other two accounts are, they all have the same, like, font in like their bio where it's like bold and like italicized, and it's the same for like all three of them. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And they're all on the same fucking servers too.
I
But
was like, all y'all are suffering right now. And mind you, Kyle went like super early in Shadowlands too, so it's even more embarrassing. It's like, so you sit there and technically get a second and third chance at the same time, and you're still terrible. That's the biggest crime of all. You're at least, if you're gonna come back with a sock puppet, at least be better about it, Jesus. I mean, so ultimately, we go down from 19 to 16 people within a day. So, Marty, do you feel like this would or has killed the momentum of the season at all? Or do you think that actually it makes it for more of a compelling journey?
I don't think it's killed it at all. And all these players are still so active, and I just like all their personalities. Like, they all stick out. So having them go what was it? Kian and Riley go so early. Like, they were so irrelevant. I didn't even remember them. Like, when you announced that, I was like, who was that? Who were they? Because they were so inactive. So they were probably going to go anyways. So I don't think it killed the momentum. These people are still entertaining. They're still fun.
You said, wait a minute. Who are these people in the first place? But after they go home, we have a reward challenge. Dumbala loses us again. Hilarious. But no one goes home after that. So episode 3, we then are back to business as usual. And that round is essentially a greed round, which I don't know. Have any of you been on a server before or in an org where they've had a greed round usually?
yeah.
So, Max, do you enjoy greed rounds or no?
I honestly hate greed rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see the point of them to like give someone who like knows they're on the bottom like a chance to like shake shit up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like never in that position. So there's been times I've been on greed rounds and it pisses me off so much.
You said, I've never been on the bottom before in my life in an org. Why the hell would I need this right now?
I don't know. It's very rare for me to ever go home pre-merge, but it's been done because of greed. But I think it definitely is interesting, but then there are the situations like this where no one wants it, so then you just kind of like sit there and wait for like nothing to happen, which then it gets like boring. But
well, because that's something too. And like, Nikki, were you surprised that no one decided to even attempt this challenge and take greed?
I was kind of surprised. Like, you would think out of that large amount of people, at least one person would.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, especially if I'm feeling like maybe I'm not connecting with people that well, but it'd probably be a good choice. But like, you run the risk of, your tribe throwing the next challenge and voting your ass out. But like, I think I've usually seen greed happening right at the merge, essentially. So yeah, that's like kind of the first merge thing that happens usually when I've experienced it before. So I think having it in a tribal context probably may have been a bit of a shortcoming potentially, just because I think people are more deterred in taking it because of the fact that, like, if they do, they ultimately have to go back to that tribe and then be vulnerable again, potentially. So it's like the risk is not as strong as the reward needs to be to justify the choice at that point in the game. But I think ultimately Jack deciding to randomize which tribe went to tribal as a result of that, hilarious. I'm sorry, but basing it on luck, Rami, would you prefer that to be based on luck, or how do you think that it should have shaken out otherwise?
I mean, I don't have the best history with luck.
Famously, yeah, that sounds like it's a bit of a rough time.
But if it's just going to tribal, I mean, realistically, like, I never at least coming from me, if it's like kind of these still kind of big tribes, if it's going down to luck, I mean, I don't think I'd be so worried about going to tribal because there's a low chance it's going to be me anyways. But I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about it. Like, it sucks for the losing tribe that it came down to luck, but that's really it.
Right. So, Marty, we see Dumbala go back to tribal again with this round, and then Ian was quickly kind of painted out as the person that was going to be the vote, pushed by Nora and Reki, essentially, who were kind of had become the power duo on that tribe at that point in time that was well insulated within the bigger alliance with Jason and Vince and Kyler. So ultimately, there was an initial discussion about Miles being the vote, but instead it got shifted on to Ian. Were you sad to see Ian go, Marty, or would you prefer Miles to have gone that round?
No, I think Ian should have won. Again, I just don't think he was that active, and I feel like Miles will continue to bring more entertainment as he goes on. And also watching him be on the bottom and then Nora basically like reaching out and saving him with Reki, I thought was pretty fun. And yeah, it was Ian's time.
So let's talk about Nora for a second as well. So, obviously Nora is playing a bit of a strong game so far. Honestly, I feel like he kind of mirrors that of Max last season in a way, in terms of just really being able to have a lot of influence without being pushy in the pre-merge era, especially. So, Max, do you see Nora being someone that goes far and kind of maintains that threat level and is able to succeed like you did? Or do you see her being someone that could crash out early, like maybe late pre-merge, early merge? What are your thoughts on that?
I think there is a good chance that she'll get targeted early merge because I don't know. I don't think she's as like under the radar or like not. I think people do see her for kind of the threat that she is. I don't think she's, because I do know she has really strong relationships, like her and Miles are like a duo, I think. So I think she's gonna be okay until the merge, but then I think once they're all reunited, they're gonna start looking at her as someone to boot. But I guess we'll see.
Right. But it'd be like that. We'll ultimately see. I mean, who, Nikki, are you most rooting for at this point in time in the game?
Well, I made Anna my super pick for the draft, so I'm definitely rooting for her. But I was listening to the first podcast episode a bit this morning, and I do kind of fear that she is too millennial for this cast of like babies. So I'm rooting for her because I want to win the draft. I'm also kind of loving Astrid. I wasn't here for her original season, but I have heard that she was the drama, and I live for that. So
yeah, that's the thing. I think I'm so glad that we brought back Astrid this season, because I think that she's such a compelling character and personality in this cast, because it's not even so much that she's like intentionally trying to even bring drama. She does kind of puts her foot in her mouth sometimes, and it just rubs folks the wrong way. And I don't know why, but I think that in terms of a Survivor player, she is like the really quintessential, delightful drama that we needed this season. And next to Miles, I think Astrid and Miles are two sides of the same coin in a way, where they're both bringing a different source of drama, but a really fun, generally lighthearted sort of drama. So I enjoy that for them. But we now go into this current episode that we're on now, and we saw a swap in air quotes is what I'll use, happen, with the holder of the captain's cap being Danny and Miles, essentially selecting new tribes in a schoolyard pick. Rami, what did you make of this swap, given the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of swapping going on?
Yeah, I mean, there's that one thing with Miles picking Anna and then going back on him saying, "Oh wait, not Anna, can I switch?" And, oh God, man, it's like, why would you even say that? And then Anna's like, "Fuck," I'm pretty sure Anna was like, kind of like, "Oh, okay, well, fuck you too." But I mean, like, obviously you have Anna, the only one on one tribe, and then Reki, the only one that swapped on the other tribe, and it's, I mean, at least like from like everyone's standpoint, I think the whole reason they picked Reki was so that Reki could be an easy vote. I think everyone knew that Reki is really good socially, and even Reki knows that. But lucky for Reki, he has the idol. And I think he's making a lot of inroads, I think, with Justin and Jacob. And I think that's really good. I'm honestly really happy for him because I know he was stressing like during this whole like pick situation. Like he was like, oh, dude, it was like tough to watch like him like just struggle about it. But I mean, he's finding his way, honestly, and I'm happy for him. It's just gonna suck when it comes to merge, just because like Reki's gonna be the only person that has really talked to both tribes, and if he makes it to merge, even his old tribe might think, wow, he's kind of good with everyone now. So I think we think it's now time to get rid of him.
And I mean, ultimately, Marty, how do you think Reki should be reducing his threat level now at this point?
I don't know. I don't know anything about reducing your threat level, man.
You said just find a bunch of idols like I did, and you'll never have a problem.
Yup. Just find a Rami and you're good.
Just find a Rami and you're good. So ultimately, only Anna joined Dumbala. So Nikki, I mean, Normandy had, I think, what, two women in total? It was you and Shelby, and that was it on the whole cast, which is dreadful. Which not our fault. We need more women to cast. So next season, if you know girls out there that play orgs, please send them our way. But anyway, so now Anna is joining this tribe essentially by herself. So Nora is also on the tribe, which we love. But do you guys worry in general, Nikki, that Anna's kind of toast if they ever go to tribal just based on being the sole Bakulu on there now?
No, I mean, on my season, like I was intimidated when I found out I was one of only two women on the cast. But then when I started thinking about it, I was like, it would actually look hella bad for these people to vote me off first. So I think it was a bit of an advantage in a way.
Mm-hmm.
As for like Anna, I don't know. She's a mom, you know, I don't know how active she's going to be able to be
Right.
to be able to like make those relationships when she hasn't had time to make them already. So if I were her, I would definitely be worried, but she comes off as someone who is a strong social player, so I believe in her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if worse comes to worse and she somehow gets voted off for any reason, she can just pull up Patrice and say that it was all ageism.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Patrice.
And also, for all four of you, well, I don't think it was all four of you, actually. No, it was, I think it was actually just Nikki this time around. Nikki, can you confirm or deny whether or not Patrice was voted out due to ageism or no?
No, Patrice was voted out because he was doing too much. Yeah, I mean, also he wasn't as active, which maybe had to do with his age and his status as like French Canadian celebrity, apparently, after looking at his Instagram after.
So, no, literally, his Instagram and his TikTok are wild, and I was like, all right, following, okay,
right,
social media influencer, period.
Yeah, he was preoccupied. I think
he was busy, and I think he had a lot going on personally. So genuinely, though, I don't think he's even in the server anymore. But I hope he's doing well. And from what I see on Instagram, he appears to be doing fine. So we're fine. But moving on from Anna, I also want to talk about Ricky and Rami. Your pal is now on a tribe of people, which you mentioned earlier. He seems to be kind of integrating himself well into that new tribe, despite being the sole Dumbala on there currently. So do you think that Reiki is going to be able to maybe even avoid using his idol this round, or do you think that it's going to be a necessity for Reiki to survive?
I think unless there's something happening like right now, because I think Justin and Jacob were talking in VC earlier, and those two are kind of like the only reason Reiki really has a shot of, well, staying just besides the idol. I mean, I don't know really. Because especially with, I think Danny has the other idol too, and maybe Reki plays that, Danny gets spooked and might even play his. Um, and then maybe if that's the case, Reki can find another idol again. Um, but besides that, I think it's safe to say he's probably gonna have to use it. And if that's, I mean, it's not the end of the world actually, because with Hayden joining, I think those three group up with Hayden, and I think they take control of that tribe.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see where Hayden shakes out, because I do think that Hayden is probably the most open to working with anyone at this point. I know that he was irritated by several folks on Tumbala before being, exiled away. So I'm curious to see how, when he joins this afternoon, how that shakes out for him. But ultimately, what are your predictions in terms of tribal today before we move on? I'll start with Max.
I don't remember. I think on VC they were talking about voting Noah, Jacob, and Justin were. So I think I'm pretty sure Reki would probably use it. I mean, if I was him, I'd use it no matter what, just to be safe. So I think there's a good chance Noah goes, because I think if Reki idles, Danny would probably just use it on himself to be safe, So I think my vote's on Noah going.
Okay. Marty.
Yeah, I think Noah's probably gonna go, which sucks for my draft, but I should have known he was gonna go pre-merge like South India.
You said I should have known that he would flop again. I want to say Noah. Yeah, last time Noah got 14. So if Noah is the person going home today, he would actually perform worse in a smaller cast.
Oh.
So God bless Noah. Love Noah, to be clear. Love Noah. But if that does happen, that'd be unfortunate placement-wise. But Nikki, predictions?
Yeah, I mean, if there are rumblings of Noah going home, he's probably going home. But I do think Reki will still probably use his idol. So that'll be drama to have him flush that.
I mean, and what do you expect the fallout to be? Do you think people are going to scramble? Do you think that Astrid is going to continue to, quote unquote, be leading the charge on that tribe to get him out next round? Or do you think that it's going to turn the tides entirely on that tribe?
I mean, I feel like once the first person who wasn't in the majority goes, it kind of opens up the fold for anything to happen. So I don't have predictions on that.
Fair,
we'll have to see.
Rami, what do you make of your pal being in hot water here today?
I mean, realistically, he's safe. I think no matter what, he's gonna play it. Which is like obviously good. He's staying one more episode. In a perfect world, I just hope Danny somehow misplays it, or just messes up, so Reki has a chance to find that idol. But it's obviously just gonna suck, because I think just him being on this tribe and him surviving is just gonna put such a big target on his back. I don't think Reki wins this game anymore. I do think he's probably goes somewhere early in the merge.
I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, ultimately, depending on how far Reki's able to make it, if Reki does make it to merge and links back up with Nora, you have two people who are probably both the most forward threats. They're very clear as day, gamers kind of thing. Where I think is people like Justin, Jason, Kyler, maybe even Danny as well, being people that are gamers as well, but I think they're doing a better job of kind of masking their gameplay and intentions and not playing too hard too early in the game, which is the famous kiss of death, quite frankly, honestly, to be caught being too connected and too messy early. But ultimately, it is what it is. But now we've got some viewer questions for you folks. So John from the Shadowlands wants to know, are there any players on this season that remind you of yourself or any of your fellow Normandy cast members? And I'll start with Nikki on this question.
Yeah, I mean, I was mentioning this earlier before we started recording, but Jacob does remind me of Max, not just because he's gay, but because the first time Max sent me a video of him doing a full floor routine to a song in my DMs, I was like, this guy is amazing.
Okay, but what was the song to?
I think it was something from Lady Gaga's new album. I think it was Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, you ate that because I literally went to Mayhem Ball. But anyway, I live for Mayhem Ball. But anyway, first of all, that's hilarious. But no, Jacob and Max, I think somehow, some way, Max is the classy Jacob, and Jacob is the trashy Max.
That is so funny.
Very that.
I would agree with that.
Jacob was quite literally talking about sniffies on BC with Justin, who was perhaps the straightest man alive. And for that reason, I just have to give Jacob his flowers because he's delivering so much on every cylinder this season, but especially entertainment. So no notes from me. Max, aside from Jacob, who else would you say?
I don't know. Well, what I think is similar between me and Jacob is we're both strategic players, but we like to hide that fact, like with our very outlandish personality. So I would say that's what we have in common. Besides him, I don't know. Like maybe Miles is me, like 7 years ago. Oh my God, I can't believe he's. Ugh.
Were you also 7 years ago in orgs telling folks to shut the fuck up?
No, I started these things when I was 21. So honestly,
damn.
yeah, I cannot imagine playing these as like a kid. I would probably be the most evil person ever if I played these back then.
Oh my God, what would you be doing? Sending death threats? Jesus.
Listen, back on Minecraft back in the day, I was an evil person. I was fighting everybody.
I was playing everyone. Not
I don't know. I mean, you obviously can make the connection between Rowan and Miles, but I think those two are actually very different in terms of how they play the game. So just because they're kids, I wouldn't say that they play similarly. I don't know. I don't really know what other connections I would say.
Well, do you think that Miles is also communicating with people? And then
I think he's what?
communicating with people that are still left in the game and then lying and using it to his advantage?
Oh my God.
But that's none of my
Shade.
business.
Not that.
Not that. I mean, girl, you owned up to it. Rowan tried to use it against you. But anyway.
You still voted me to win, though.
You said that's bestie for that.
I'll still take his vote.
You said also take it. It contributed to the win anyway, so we love. Marty, who do you think is most similar to a cast member from Below the Bayou to someone in Normandy?
I don't know. I think Miles had kind of like a me moment when I told everyone to go fuck themselves after they all voted for me. And I voted for
Which
Rowan.
time, girl? Which time?
I was like cussing everyone out. I was so pissed off. But I don't know. These people just seem so different from our cast, you know? They seem a little more level-headed. Our cast is a little more chaotic.
Yeah, I for the most part, I was a level-headed for sure. We'll have to see. Rami, thoughts?
As far as like comparing other people, I would think Lake would be similar to Tyrone because I'm pretty sure me and Rob like said this in like the spectator chat how like Lake could be just an alt of Tyrone because of just like they kind of just feel like the same person in a way.
Lake said they're friends, like him and Tyrone.
Oh yeah. So I mean that's kind of funny to me. But if I was to compare myself, I think I want to say at least pre-swap. I want to say this is like comparing myself to like a legend because like I honestly look up to Reki, but like probably pre-swap Reki in combination with Jacob just because the first thing I did when I think Marty gave me his idol was I made a fake of it, and that's also what Jacob did to when when Reki showed him his idol.
We gotta respect it. We have to respect it. But I too have made a fake idol on my day to try and save my ass. Did it work? No. But also I'm not good at art, so what do you expect from me? But okay, moving on to Jack from production, who is also the designer of this season. Marty, how do you believe that you would have fared on this season with the twists that have been revealed so far?
I think I would have done with the twist. I think I would have done all right. Like if I'm theoretically saying I find the idol, I'd probably just give my vote to Rami, and Rami and I always voted together. So I think if I did find the idol, I would be fine. And then in the swap where Miles and who else was it, Danny, who picked the people, I think I would have been picked and put in a good spot because we did see that in our season. Rowan picked Rami and I, and we're fine. So I think so far I would have done okay. Like I think I would have been fine.
Right, for sure. Um, Nikki, how do you think that you would have fared with these twists in store this season?
Um, I mean, I feel like during my season, I always had someone who I was like pretty close with, whether it be like, wait, do you guys hear music?
No.
No,
No.
sorry, my Spotify is playing Lana Del Rey. Let me pause this.
Oh,
Oh, but what song? Hold on, what song though?
It was playing National Anthem.
Oh, period.
I thought it was you guys. Sorry. Anyways, um, yeah, I do feel like during my season, I generally had pretty good alliances. So I think I probably would have been pretty well insulated in the swap as well. Um, yeah, I think it would have been okay.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think that honestly, all four of you probably would have fared fine with everything because I think all four of you at this stage in Normandy last season were all in good spots. Like, there was none of you that were really at risk of going home at that point in time. So I would think that's fair to say. Also, from Jacob, who is an alumni of the Amazon, we have more questions. And from Jacob, I believe Nikki Jacobs also a friend of yours as well, who got you to play Prestige, right?
Yes, me and Jacob went to college together. We were besties.
Oh, we love. So from Jacob, this is your first org. How did you find yourself navigating this game as a first-time player, and who did you bond with the most from your cast?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, in the beginning, I honestly had no idea what was going on.
Mhm.
I listened to the first episode of the Snuff podcast for my season, and everyone booted me. Understandable.
Sorry. Nikki
But-
Nikki fully said yes to his podcast just to drag me for booting her last season.
No, it's okay. I'm over it. I'm over it. But like, I understand a lot more now about what is happening and that like I need to give content. So if I were to do it again, I would definitely want to give more content. But yeah, I mean, I think I went in with a strategy of just being a social player. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like I was pretty easily able to connect with people. I feel like I gave a motherly vibe to people, even though I'm only 27. Um, and yeah, who did I connect with the most? Probably Robin.
Oh,
Until,
okay.
well, so I know I read back his confessionals that he was like ranting about hating me in the beginning.
Not that.
yeah.
I was so confused, but then like when I kept scrolling through them, the transformation, the character development of like
The growth.
him, the growth of him hating me to like consistently ranking me first on his trust ratings, like I feel like we went through a real arc together.
You guys went on a journey that just really completely came full circle, and it was beautiful to see.
Hmm.
No notes from me. Okay. Max Jacob from the Amazon says, from a spec perspectives, you cleared in all caps this game. Who did you find to be your biggest threat along the way?
My biggest threat, I would honestly probably say Nikki, because Nikki is the person who like tried to come for me, you know? Like I think me and Nikki were kind of on two different sides in terms of being like social powerhouses with kind of two different groups.
Mhm.
So I definitely think Nikki was my biggest threat. I think the duo of Rami and Marty, the other two people in here, were also threats to me, but thankfully Rock solved that issue, so I didn't have to.
Not Rock
Shout out
solved
to the
that
Rock.
issue.
I'll never forget afterwards, after Rock, George was like, Max, you better be so grateful that Rami got rocked out. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I thought Rami was my friend. But I guess Rami was out for blood to
He
kill
was nothing like that. He was nothing of the sort.
right? Whatever.
But no, I mean, ultimately, what was your strategy kind of going into the season? Like, did you go in being like, I'm going to absolutely eat these bitches up? Or did you kind of have to find yourself adapting? Because you chose to mutiny day one and managed to win. So,
I don't know. I think my strategy, obviously, I always go in wanting to win because like winning is fun. But I think my strategy going into Normandy was to do whatever the hell I wanted to. So when I got the opportunity to mutiny, I was like, of course, like I want to make fucking good TV. Like, why would I sit here and not take the free idol? So of course, and the funny thing is, like, I was fine. Like, I was in the majority alliance on the OG tribe, and even still, I was like, you know what? Let's just fucking do it. Like, YOLO.
Meanwhile, Nikki said, "Fuck my drag," right?
When it's like the other tribe had so many like funny people on it, I was like, I really want to go meet them all over there. Like, of course, I want to experience what it was like on the Blue Tribe.
Yeah, that was a crazy move, but I couldn't help but respect it.
Yeah, because I was honestly kind of scared because the Red Tribe definitely had some of the game body people, like what was his name? Wait, what was that one dude's name? I don't even remember what his name was.
Do you want me to read off people's
That
names?
went, the one who went at the joint tribal.
Joseph.
Joseph. I was terrified of Joseph at the start, so I wanted to get as far away from him as I could. So that was one of the main drivers behind why I did it, was I did not want to be with Joseph.
Oh my God, you and Joseph were... Joseph and you were beefing. Rowan and Joseph were beefing. It was wild.
He was in, oh my God. Joseph.
He was ready to fight.
When we had that joint and we were just hopping in VCs and he would like follow me everywhere I went, I was like, Joseph, let me talk shit about you in private. Like, don't join the VC.
He said, let me talk shit about you in private in a fucking group chat, you fucking bitch.
In the public VC.
Not that. Okay, Marty and Rami. Jacob from the Amazon says, say something nice about each other.
Aw.
I'll start with Rami since you're both silent.
All I could say is I'm so happy I met him. I couldn't have asked for a better duo, and I kind of wish we got to the end together.
Oh, that's actually really lovely and sweet. Oh. Now you're gagging me. Marty, what are your sentiments about Rami?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I love Rami. I still talk to him. We're still besties.
So, Rami, do you regret going to Rocks for Marty?
Honestly, I think if I don't, I think I'm honestly a huge contender to win because Max, I just vote Max right out fucking next.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
But I don't think I could have done it. Like, I was honestly hoping because honestly, like, looking at it, it was seeing like who would have been the final three if I got after I got rocked out. I was praying to God at least one of them, like Max or Marty, made it, because if the final three was Nolan, George, and Robin, I might have left the server because like I would have felt like that's such a boring. No offense to any of them, because I mean I feel like I made amends. I love Robin. I still talk to Robin time to time, but like I think that would have been like the worst case scenario. But as far as like me voting out Marty, postseason, I've thought about it a lot and thought like maybe I would have won if I did, but I don't think I was ever gonna do that to him.
Now, why did Nolan and George and Robin catch a stray?
Oh, just because, like, obviously you have someone like Nolan who's never, like, obviously Nolan did have, like, an underdog kind of thing, but he, like, most of that merge, he didn't vote right. George George wasn't the best, like, socially with some of us. I mean, I told him that. Obviously, me and him had that whole argument.
He played an idol on Nikki, did he not?
He did, but he could have, I mean... I guess. But I don't know. It's like, besides that, like, oh, that was like, that's for me, that's like the only thing he's done though. And as far as Robin, honestly, I didn't think during that whole Rock fiasco, I thought Robin was just like fucking with me. I thought we were just gonna vote out Nolan. I was legitimately thinking that. And then with the fake out of like, it was gonna say like, oh, this sixth person or whatever, sixth member of the jury, and I literally said Lamau, and then it went to a tie, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, you know,
yeah,
these things happen. You hate to see it, you really do, but it is what it is. It's fine. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to enter the actual Normandy part, which I mean, obviously we sprinkled Normandy throughout this podcast so far, but now we're going to actually talk about each of you individually. So starting with Nikki. Nikki, you were this season's hero of the season and were beloved by spectators and production alike. You escaped elimination twice with an idol being played on you by George, as well as playing an ejector seat. What do you think is your biggest regret from this season?
Yeah, I think I do regret playing the Safety Without Power when I played it because I didn't realize how it came across to everyone, especially Nolan. When I got back, Nolan was so pissed at me. Um, and I think it would have been more important for my vote to be there for that round because I don't know if people knew, but me and Chris were allied and he was like scheming it up with me like every day, trying to do stuff. So I would have loved to save him for my game. And the other thing I would have done differently is the vote that I went off. Max came to me and was like, we should work together. And I feel like I should have done that.
Max, do you think that you would have actually voted with Nikki had she said yes?
I probably would have. I thought Nikki was an absolute icon, and I love playing with the icons. I honestly don't remember who I would have voted out that round instead, but I probably would have wanted Nolan out. I was kind of sick and tired of him.
And yet you did not make a single attempt aside from the 5-0.
After a while, he just became like, not to be rude, but irrelevant to where I was like was not a contender in my eyes. So I was like, okay, it's no point doing it at this late in the game. So he just like stayed along.
That is diabolical, number one. Like, that is diabolical and hurtful. Jesus Christ, not you saying irrelevant. But ultimately, Nikki, had you survived that final 7 vote, do you think, like, where do you think that you would have ended up placing had you survived?
Obviously, hindsight is 2020. And
right, of course.
At that time, I was under the impression that we were not going to get another chance to get Max out because he was going to, beast the competitions all the way to the end. So if it had still shook out the way it did where he was not safe that round, I do think I could have probably gone to the end. Probably persuading people that, like, hey, he's the biggest threat. If you don't vote him out, he's going to win over all of us. So I don't know.
That's very fair, I think. I mean, ultimately, obviously, you can talk all day long about like what you would do differently now that you're on the other side of it. So, but when you're in the game, there's just so much, and especially like once you like inch closer to the end game, I would say that Prestige especially is like a very exhausting org to deal with. To be honest, I mean, I played it 3 times myself, so like, I mean, the format has remained the same, it's just different name, but it's exhausting, and by the end of it, you're genuinely like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is like, I'm tired. My brain is no longer functioning properly. At least for me, it wasn't. So I completely get that. Like, it's exhausting. And you get to the point where you're like, if I have to go to one more fucking tribal council and wait until the last fucking 30 minutes to vote to have a name, I'm going to kill someone, I think. And
no, that's so real. I was like, I felt like I was going crazy.
You guys in Normandy waited till the last fucking minute every goddamn time to throw out a name. I was like, give me something, anything.
Yeah, it made it super stressful.
So if not if, when, because I have no doubt that you'll be back and at some point in the series, how would you plan on playing differently? You mentioned earlier about, giving, I guess, more conduct confessional wise, but like in terms of your gameplay, how would you approach your strategy differently than you did your first season? Because obviously, I mean, you were completely new to org. So now that you kind of have an understanding of how it works kind of thoroughly now, what would you do differently?
I mean, I think it's natural for you to play to your natural strengths. So I do think I would probably want to play another very social game. This time around, I was way too trusting of people. Like, I swear Marty came to me at least 3 times telling me he's going to flip when he had zero intention of doing that. Now that I know. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. So if I played again, I would definitely be a lot less trusting of people. And yeah, I think I would just continue to play a social game because I'm not super good at the challenges, honestly. So
Yeah,
I need my people.
that's valid. I think ultimately too, it's one of those things where it's like it depends on the season and what challenges they have for that given season. Because I mean, there are some seasons where it's like, oh yes, a challenge that I can actually do, perfect. But there are other ones where I'm like, I'm going to be so real, like I will fully abstain from a challenge.
Oh, that's so real.
Just because I'll read the rules and I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth to do this today. Absolutely not. But no, I completely understand that. So, I mean, ultimately, I know this was your first org, but have you played any org since Normandy wrapped up in September?
No, Robin tried to get me to join one, but honestly, I was so like mentally exhausted from playing this one. So I'm taking a break. Maybe soon when I'm recovered.
Right.
But yeah, I think it was hard for me to be on my phone so often. My girlfriend wanted to kill me, so letting that relationship get better. Then I'll play
You
again.
said, I'm going to smooth things over, and then right when we're good, I'm going to go back into it.
Exactly.
No, that's totally valid. It takes up genuinely so much time and energy. I completely understand that because it's like, my God, my fucking Lord. But
yeah, and some of these people are just amazingly jobless.
no, okay. I'm about to shade Max right now. Not even shade, just call it Max. So I played an org recently with Max. And it was like a Wednesday night. We had just merged. I had not seen Max since the marooning on Tribewise. And he was like asking me to VC one night, and I told Max's closest ally, I was like, oh my fucking God, I don't know why people want to VC so much in these goddamn orgs and talk about nothing all day. Because I was in such a bad mood that day, but I was so pissed because Max was like asking me to VC, so we did VC, and I was like, God damn it! I'm like, and it's nothing even personal to Max, 'cause I love Max, but I was like, I fucking despise VCing unless it's absolutely necessary to VC. I'm like, unless it involves like a major game change or like life or death, I'm like, no, text me, voice note me, whatever you got to do. But I hate a voice note.
I just wanted to have a Kiki because I didn't see you all game. I was going through hell. I wanted to...
Okay, but it wasn't even a Kiki though. It was so awkward.
Yeah.
Because I feel like neither one of us, even though we hadn't talked since the beginning, like neither one of us was like, it was very clear. Neither one of us trusted the other person. It was clear as day. I was like, this bitch does not fuck with me game wise, and I'm not fucking with him game wise. So it's very much so us just like talking about like our days and stuff like that. But like, there's like, oh, this person doesn't really trust this person, or this person like really likes you. Like, it's very much so like surface level shit. But anyway, that's my whole tangent to say that not that Max is chronically online, but there was other people in that group that were like constantly asking to voice chat. And I was like, bitch, I have a full-time job as an attorney. I have no time to voice chat or energy after being in court all day long. But I digress. But anyway, so, I mean, because, I mean, how big was your guys' DM counts by the end of this season? Like, did you have a pretty big one? So I know, like, Max, you usually do VCs more often, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for you, how much were you feeling like you were chatting with folks? Do you feel like it was more than Survivor? Do you feel like it was less than Survivor?
I think in this game it was definitely more than Survivor, because especially like late merge, there were like all the fucking like there was Alec who was in Australia, so he was like never there. Andrew like hardly online. Who else was even? Oh, like Smokey, he was usually busy. So it was like my DM count in that game were pretty low compared to my usual, just because I feel like people were not around. Like, I feel like in this game, I was always fucking talking. Like, all day, every day, I was talking to people. I don't know. I'd be interested. I know there's like the people who do like the whole spreadsheets with their DM count and stuff, but I've never honestly thought about
Oh, I did it in Survivor. I was like, oops.
that.
It was the first and only time I will be doing it. So, but
Well,
anyway, okay. So next, I want to ask Rami. Rami, you were the player of the season. You had no votes cast against you the entire season. We already kind of touched on whether or not you regretted going to Rocks for Marty. But do you think that had you survived, that you would have won that season? Like, do you think that you fully would have just like cruised your way to the end and won?
I think so. I think I have like a good like story for me at least. If Marty like if there was a chance I did like flip on Marty or anything, or if I did survive rocks,
Mhm.
I think regardless of whoever combination of the final six, I think obviously the hardest person to beat would be Max, but I think unless I'm just delusional, I do think I beat Max.
I think it would be very close. I'm not sure who would win. I can't remember. I feel like there probably was a discussion at one point, but I don't. It's been so long, I don't
Yeah.
remember. But I think that there definitely is an argument for both. But I think honestly, I think that out of everyone, you probably would have had the best shot at beating Max at that point in the final from the final six on.
hmm
But additionally, what was your biggest regret from this season?
I think like if we're excluding rocks,
Mhm.
probably when I think it was the Chris vote,
Mhm.
and because I think if I voted Marty, I think Nolan and Nikki would have believed I was still with them because I voted Marty, but I was I would never just I couldn't put Marty's name down. That's really it. So like I think if like I sold it better to both of them, to Nolan and Nikki, that I was with them by voting Marty, then I probably would have fared better with them because I know after that Nolan went off on me, and then me and Nolan had like a little fight in our DMs. Um, but maybe that because I just think Nolan would have thought better. Maybe like there's a chance I was not playing him and it would have been fine.
I mean, do you feel like you would have actually stayed loyal to Nolan, or do you feel like you still would have been like a cutthroat? Like you
Oh
would
no, I was never gonna stay loyal to Nolan.
you know you said there wasn't a chance, honey. There was never a chance of that happening. And it happens. It'd be like that sometimes. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But okay. So Rami, ultimately, you were the player of the season. You were the one, the spectators that viewed played the best game ultimately. So I kind of, how do you feel that if you were to return, how you could play even better, essentially?
I think a lot of specs wanted to see how I played without Marty.
So you
And
basically you would want to play without Marty
I
next time.
no, I don't think I want to play without Marty. I think even if me and Marty do return for a season together, I don't think either of us even make it to like a swap. Uh, but I think a lot of people would just want to see how I do without Marty because I think a lot of people just see us as kind of one, as like one unit. Um, but I mean, going into return, I think I'm gonna still play the same. I think a lot of people initially when I came in didn't think I was gonna be as, I guess, strategic as I did. I think Max even kind of like downplayed how I was because I think Max would be like, "Oh my God, Rami's thinking for himself. I'm so proud of him," in his confessional. And I mean, I had like realistically, I think Max trusted me a lot compared to like everyone else, and like Max never knew I was gonna cut him until after the season
Oh,
if I stayed.
True. Very
not him
true.
gooping and gagging him.
I got gagged.
Well, there you- not the gag. Okay, Marty, you found a plethora of idols during your season. How much of this was luck, or did you really figure out how to game the hunting ground this season? That season.
Oh, it was purely luck. Like when I found the first idol, I genuinely thought it had already been found because it was so late into like we had already swapped and I thought someone probably left with it. I thought maybe Rob left with the idol, but when I got it, I was like, there's no way this idol is still here. And then I think I found the merge idol the first round or the second round with Rami.
Yeah, it was pretty early on.
Yeah, I found it with Rami's guess, and I think I was like, I promise you, Rami, anything I find, I'll give it to you. I didn't expect to find the idols, but when I got it, I just lied to him, and I was like, oh, I got an extra guess. That's all I got. And he believed me.
You said you believe me. I mean, ultimately, would you have played it on anybody else other than yourself if you had to?
Yeah, I think I would have played it on Rami if Rowan won that immunity challenge. And because it was clear if Rowan won it, it was going to be clear one of Rami or I would go. And I just didn't want to lose him. It was definitely my closest ally up to that point. And honestly, probably my social game too, because I was really mean to everyone in the merge. And Rami was just getting along with everyone and dragging me with him. So I was like, you be my social game, Rami. So if he goes, I'd probably go right after. So I needed him to stay. And I think I would have played the idol on him if I needed to.
Okay. That's fair. Ultimately, Mike, I have a burning question for you here. Not about Rami or the idols, but about the final five. Now, walk me through your decision to vote Robin out at the final five instead of Max.
Okay.
Walk me through the logic.
Please.
When who was it? Rami went home. Max and I were clearly the two outsiders within Robin, George, and Nolan. I'm thinking those three are voting together. Max is cooked. I can vote with him and all will be good. He'll go talk good about me in the jury. I promised I wouldn't vote him out at Final Five. I'm keeping that promise. He can tell everyone I was the greatest ally in the jury. When he doesn't go, I'm genuinely just as shocked as everyone else. George was in my DMs actually, and he was like, we need to vote together. Come on, let's vote together. And I'm like, just vote Robin then. And I'm genuinely surprised that was what convinced him to vote Robin. I genuinely thought Max is cooked. There's no point. Let me just vote with him. And I was also surprised Robin voted for me. They just could not get together. I should have known. It was my fault. These three couldn't think for themselves.
I mean, I think it's more so your fault that you could have just written down Max's name. Because I genuinely think that had Max went at 5 and you pull immunity out of your ass at 4, you win wholeheartedly.
I was not winning that immunity. You have too much faith in me, Nick. You have too much faith.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. Well, looking back at the immunity stats from last season, you did not win one. So maybe not, given that Max, Nolan, George all had wins immunity-wise, you never know. That could have been the one you won. But it was more so baffling because I was like, I understand the logic from like a loyalty standpoint and like you want to paint and depict yourself as a loyal person to the jury, and you thought that Max would talk you up, which also, honey, I don't know if Max will talk you up still. I'm gonna be so
I would have been really nice.
I'm not saying that you would have like been like, oh, he's a fucking bitch, fuck him, fuck that bitch. Like, I don't think that would have happened, but I think that, I mean, you would have been diplomatic about it potentially. Who's to say? But ultimately, I don't know. But anyway, so ultimately, Marty, do you regret not voting out Max?
Yes. Also, like I was happy he won. If it wasn't gonna be me or Rami, I was like, let it be Max. I hope Nolan doesn't win. But yeah, I do kind of regret it. But at the same time, it's like if Max goes out in 5th, I'd probably go out in 4th, and then we have to choose between those 3, which I don't know. I think I would have left the server with Rami.
Oh my god.
I mean, girl, you did leave the server.
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh, we are. For anyone listening, I was literally coming home from work. No, I was actually on my way back from getting sworn into the Illinois bar. And I was running late. So every season, I'm the one that like does the T-spec vetting. I'm the one that puts people on T-specs for the season, right? And I had Marty on the list, but Lily had only added in the folks that I had designated as new, as in they were on Normandy. And I like forgot to put new next to Marty's name, so Marty was not added because she thought that he was already in. And then I get a message saying that Marty left a server, and I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean Marty left a server?" So I DM Marty, and I was like, "Bitch, what the fuck? We were just about to add you." Like, was devastating.
I also had to talk him into joining back, by the way.
What the hell, Marty?
This happened.
It happened on the premiere.
Oh my god!
I literally was like, "Get your ass back on the server. What do you think you're doing right now?" Like, absolutely not. But anyway, my hearts. Marty, you and Rami were also named the duo of the season. With Rami even going to Rocks on your behalf, would you play with Rami if there was ever a call made for a duo season? Or would you prefer to play separately to see how you both fare?
Oh no, I would love to play with Rami, especially in this server. Like, this is where we started. It's so fun to have that full circle, playing again together. I would definitely love to play with him.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. Good to know. Nikki, given the fact that you were voted hero of the season, would you be inclined to maybe test out your villainous side if you were to play again?
Yes, I would. Absolutely.
Oh,
because...
not even hesitation. I love it. I love it.
Well, I think I was too trusting, like, believing what people told me. But I also think I didn't lie enough. I feel like there were opportunities for me to lie where I should have lied. For example, whenever someone asked me, did I vote for them? I said yes.
Oh, girl, you were fearless. You were truly fearless with it.
I was just like, well, that's why I was the hero, I guess, because I was like, why would I lie? Yeah, honest Abe over here. That won't happen again.
Not honest Abe, period. That's sending me so bad that you said, if someone asked me if I voted them, I just told them straight up, yeah. I admire the honesty, though, honestly, because that is lost on sometimes in orgs, but it is what it is. Okay. Next, I want to talk about Max. Max, you played a pretty dominant game from start to finish in Normandy. Aside from winning, what do you consider to be your biggest triumph of the season?
Oh, I don't know. I think for me, it was a while since I won a game, and I honestly started feeling like I was losing steam in orgs. Like, I felt like, okay, like I'm getting washed. Like, I'm not as good because I won my first ever org. And like when you start out with playing these games, like winning your first one, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm the best fucking player ever. And then after that, it was like lost. It was like eighth, 7th, 6th, 5th, 8th, like whatever. Fucking 8th is my curse placement. And so eventually I was like, damn, like I'm not fucking good at these games anymore, I guess. Or like my win was a fluke. So coming into this game and being able to play as good as I did, I was like, okay, maybe I am still good at these games. And then afterwards, like Survivor with that game too, I was like, shit, like maybe I'm better than I thought. But I think my biggest triumph probably would be the final 5 vote that we just talked about, because genuinely I was also fucking shocked that I survived, because I'm like, how the hell did they not vote me out? But I think a big reason why I was able to kind of manipulate that vote is because of how fast it was, because that was during the round where we only had, I don't even remember, like 10 minutes or so to vote. And with that, there was so much chaos with that short amount of time. So I think that is the main reason why I was able to survive. And then me and George, like, I think George was like my secret weapon this game. Like, me and George had a very close relationship. And so him being there, I was like, thank fucking God for George. Like, George, if you're listening to this, you're my Pookie. Like, love you still. Thank you for saving my life.
Not to love him. Love him. Justice for George. Deserved more than just one vote at Fountain Public Council, in my opinion. But either way, was pushed. Um, okay, we talked about your triumph. What was your biggest mistake?
Ooh, my biggest mistake. I think one relationship that I fumbled was Carter. Um, Me and Carter were like me and Carter have played together before. Like we were very close, and I was really excited to play with him again. And I think I should have told him that Shelby was going home because I think after that, all the trust that we had was broken. And I honestly felt so terrible because like me and Carter are good friends. And so I wish that I was able to handle it. And I think that showed in FTC too, where he was kind of hurt with how I treated him. And that's why he ended up voting Nolan and not me. So I do wish I handled him better because like, yeah, I think I did him dirtier than I should have.
Okay.
Carter, shout out to you if you're listening.
Carter was also pushed. Okay. So, given the fact that you obviously won the season, got first place, all that jazz, would you play again if you were called, or are you worried about tainting your prestige legacy?
Oh God. I mean, I would
Like,
play
would you
again.
only do Winners at War? Like, what, if you were to return, what would the format that you would do?
Ooh, honestly, what I've always wanted to do is when there's like team captains and like winners can be like team captains. I feel like that would be really fun. I mean, Winners at War will be fucking 80 by the time that comes. So I don't know if I'd be old as hell. Just kidding. But Winners at War would be fun. I don't know. I think coming back as a winner is so difficult because you're obviously going to have a huge target on you. So I don't know. I think All Stars, like coming back as a winner in All Stars, maybe I would be okay in that because there are probably a lot of other like big personalities in there. But I don't know. I think it would just be so much fun to be like a team captain as a winner. That'd be so fun. Have like my own little squad of people.
Okay.
Draft or something. I don't know.
Like a draft.
Yeah, like there's like three, like imagine, okay, write this down, Nick. So
All right, I'm
there's
typing right now. Hold on.
3 tribes, okay? And each tribe has a team captain that's a winner. And we're like on the like there's the Marooning, there's no tribes yet. And then the winners like draft. It's like a snake draft or whatever where we draft the tribes. Like wouldn't that be so much fun? That'd be so fun.
I love how you talked about 3 tribes, which would indicate that we need 3 winners when we only have 3 winners so far.
Well, like, oh, true.
So season 4 actually are announcing right now exclusively on the podcast right now that Max, Dell, and Henry will be leading as team captains. Without having contacted them, without having asked them or production about our season 4 plans, that's what we're doing.
Season 5. Season 4 is happening right now. Don't forget about the
Oh my God, wait. You're so right. Wait, you spill. Hold on.
We're done with that.
Okay. Anyway, so there we have it. Okay, really quickly before we move on from Normandy to close, I want to play a word association game really quick. So I'm going to go through and give you all a name of one of your fellow castaways from Normandy, and all 4 of you are going to give me a 1-word description of that person. You can be as kind or as shady as you would like. Okay. I'm assuming that's all yes. I'm going to start with Tyrone. Max.
Aw, robbed.
Robbed? Nikki, thoughts on Tyrone?
I was also going to say robbed, but I'll say robbed.
Period. Okay. Marty?
Annoying.
Oh, that was a different one. Okay. Rami?
Secretive.
Okay. Patrice. Nikki.
Old.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry, love you, Patrice.
Oh my God. Okay. Marty.
Ageism.
Okay. Rami.
Old.
Y'all are doing the most. Max.
Bear.
Okay,
Oh.
T though. Low key. Okay. Nolan. Marty.
Rival.
Max.
Barista? I think that's what he was.
What?
Wasn't he a barista? No.
Like a supply chain coordinator.
What?
That's
who
his
the fuck
job
I'm
that's his job on the wiki.
Oh, who the
Nikki.
what? Oh.
Nikki, thoughts on Nolan?
Chucky, because that was his picture, and I always imagined myself talking to Chucky when I was talking to him.
Fair. Rami, thoughts on Nolan?
Lose. I want to say like losing finalist because he's lost so many times, but like I don't want to say loser, but
he's lost in Final Trouble console in the server quite a bit. Over the past like 2 years alone, might I add. But anyway. Rob Max.
Mustache.
Rami.
flirtatious.
Marty.
Robbed.
Nikki.
Daddy?
Is that a question or a statement?
You tell me.
Okay. Rowan. Nikki.
Child.
Max.
Try hard.
I mean, with the three immunities, kind of low key, right? Rami.
Smart.
Marty.
Lawyer.
What did you say?
He said lawyer.
Oh my god.
Okay, and then the last one that I'm going to do is Carter.
Oh,
Max.
nice.
Nikki.
Chill.
Okay, Marty.
Sweetheart.
Rami.
Robbed.
We found a lot of Robs today. We love. Okay, thank you guys for playing that. Okay, finally, before we close today, predictions for the remainder of Below the Bayou. I'll start with Rami on this question.
Predictions. I still want to hope that Reki can somehow. If Reki gets out of this, I think he goes merge. But I think if he somehow makes it to the end, he'll obviously win. As far as like who's a dark horse pick, maybe like Colby.
Okay.
But I don't know. My money's still on Reki. I'm just biased, but I know he can like make magic. He can make something out of nothing. So, and it's kind of working for him.
Okay. Nikki, final predictions.
Yeah, I think it's way too soon for me to try to predict a winner, but I am expecting spectacular crash outs from Miles, Nora, and Astrid.
I'm like, honestly, that's so cheap and so like I'm in agreement with crash outs. We need more crash outs. Max.
Jacob is going to absolutely dominate the rest of the season. He's going to have a perfect voting record. He's going to get every single vote at FTC. He's going to win every individual immunity, and he's just going to like win everything.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. All right.
That's my prediction.
Apparently, Jacob's going to win everything the rest of the season. All right. To you.
Yes.
Marty.
I really hope Justin makes it far just because of South India representation.
That's very fair.
Noah's cooked. I expect to go pre-merge. I hope Kyler makes it far too, and I really hope Reki finds a way out of this situation because I really like all three of them.
Okay. Before we close, do you guys have any questions for me? If not, that's fine. But I always open that door.
How did the alt scandal change like the season format? Like, did anything get removed that was supposed to be in the season?
No, actually. Essentially, the way it ended up getting retooled was just The Word Sniper episode 2 challenge that was supposed to be obviously an immunity challenge just ended up becoming a reward challenge. And that's kind of really the only change. Like schedule wise, it's the exact same still for what we have in store still. So like that was really the only changes that we just pivoted and had it be a reward that way. It's still like, you know, the 2 days or whatever, there's still a challenge involved. There's still something to gain from it, but no one was going home in episode. So schedule wise and calendar wise, it did not change anything about like what we're doing, what our start date is, what our end date is, nothing like that. So, but yeah, it was the only really change because we had to get on the VC and figure it out last Sunday. But yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite and least favorite players from our season?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Let's see. My favorite was all 4 of you.
Yeah.
No, but I did genuinely enjoy all 4 of you, hence why I literally asked you all to be here today. So I did enjoy all 4 of you. I enjoyed Nolan. I enjoyed Carter. I loved Shelby. Adam, I like have known for years and love Adam.
I love Adam.
I really like Rob and Ryan as well. There's not really anyone that I really dislike per se. I mean, there's not anyone that I've seen that I would dislike. There's no one that like I thought was like a least favorite. In terms of like activity, I thought that like Danny could have been more active because I don't remember a lot about what Danny was doing. And that could be because it's been so long ago, but I just can't remember a lot about Danny, if that makes sense. Not that I just like him, but just based on that, Danny, I don't remember a lot of Richards. I don't remember a lot of Tyrone is such a character. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anyone that like really royally pissed me off to where I would say that like I would never have them back on this cast again, to be honest. That hasn't left the server already, if that answers your question. So
I'm just glad we're the favorites.
You are in fact the favorites. I mean, I'm not the play favorites, but like you guys are definitely 4 of my favorites, but there are also other folks that were in this cast that I have both been friends with prior to the season, as well as become friends with post-season. So there's a lot of people that I would definitely have back from this season because I think it was very, especially once the merge hit, was incredibly fluid, and which I enjoyed. So yeah. Next question.
I have a question.
Yes.
You in the first podcast said that I was you gave me a soft boot, but you didn't give a reason.
But what? Wait, so what was the last part of that?
You didn't give a reason.
So I'm gonna be so real with you. It was fully based on your performance in South India.
Knew it.
I'm gonna be so real with you. That's the only reason why. But like I say in all like every podcast we do the Toot and Boot, it's almost always wrong. Like for example, last season I booted Nikki, Rami. I tweeted Rami. I booted Nikki and Marty both. So that's my bad, number one, because I was wrong about both of you, obviously. Robin, for some reason, I gave my golden boot to, which is like the bottom boot. But I also gave like Patrice, for example, a toot. Yeah.
Was I your top 2 or no?
Yes, you were. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Both me and Jose gave you our top 2, and then Jason gave his top 2 to Rob, which honestly I would have given it to Rob too, but Jason already did, and I wanted to be different. So, but no. So I mean, I was indeed though incredibly incorrect about both Nikki and Marty, and you both excelled and exceeded every expectation I could have possibly had. So, I mean, it's based off of like day 1 content, which at that point Nikki hadn't given a lot of content yet, and Marty had only based off of from South India. So my bad. I was in fact very wrong about you. But
okay, we still love you.
Hearts, my loves. Does anyone else have any questions before we close today? Okay. All right. So final question for all of you. I'm assuming I probably know the answer already, but just to be absolutely clear cut and concise, just rapid fire, would you return to play another season of Prestige Survivor? Marty?
Yes, I would love to return.
Max?
Of course.
Nikki?
Yeah, I would.
Rami?
100%.
Okay. Spectators, production.
Hey.
Listen.
I'm also seeing myself when I say production. They all would like to come back. So, and I simply believe that we will have all 4 of you back at some point, if not several points. So here we are. But I want to thank all 4 of you for your time today in discussing both your season and this season currently that's airing. And the spectators for listening thus far. But for now, have a great weekend, you guys, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Nick.
Bye.